Hello, cannedcream here, CC for short, and today I would like to talk to you about Spike.
I'm a dragon!
Or, to be exact, what does Spike say about nature versus nurture? For those who may not be in the know, the debate of nature versus nurture asks whether we, all of us, every person and every creature, are the products of our genes or of our upbringing. In short, what has the biggest impact on our development? What we are born as, or how we are raised? It's a very complex topic that is still being debated today. But before we can start applying this question to Spike, we first need to look at dragons as a whole. Equestria is a land filled with creatures from all forms of mythology spanning many cultures and decades, with most done with surprisingly good understanding of the source material, and dragons have proven to be no different. Appearing several times in the series, either in person or in passing, MLP has created a fairly complete representation of dragons from European lore. They are large beasts in appearance, fostering a deep level of intelligence. They breathe fire and are immune to heat in any form. They are greedy and possess a deep instilled hoarding instinct, and will hibernate for decades at a time. We have seen these behaviors mirrored in nearly every dragon introduced within the series. In fact, the only exception to these rules seem to be the focus of our discussion, Spike himself. Throughout the series, Spike has been shown to be almost the antithesis of the dragon culture. Having been raised among ponies, that particular culture he was born into, as well as the traits of Twilight, the pony who raised him, have all manifested themselves within the young dragon. He is punctual and tidy, well-spoken, level-headed, generous, and even a little bit playful and goofy. Basically, he is all the things that one would never think of if asked to picture a dragon. When looked at in this light, one could say that the pony upbringing has conquered his birth race, which would seem to lend credit towards nurture being the dominant force. However, that does not mark the case closed, because everything we know about Spike, and, in truth, everything Spike knows about himself, got turned on its head within the events of Season 2, during both Secret of My Excess in Episode 36, and then further during Dragon Quest in 47. In Secret of My Excess, we discover that Spike actually does have that deeply instilled dragon greed that had been, unknowingly, been kept in check by Twilight for most of their young life. It's not until his first birthday in Ponyville when Spike finds himself being given a ton of presents by his new friends, as well as a few well-meaning townsfolk, does Spike's greed manifest. In fact, Spike seems to have it worse than most dragons. Whereas the treasure hoards we've seen other dragons keep in MLP contains riches like gold, gems, and jewelry, Spike seems intent on taking everything he can reach, no matter what its value may be. Perhaps this is due to years of his repressed natural instincts, or maybe even dragons being taught some sort of restraint from their elders. As Zecora explains, a dragon's growth and greed are intertwined. The more a dragon takes, the quicker he grows. This could be why we see teenage dragons during the event of Dragon Quest, despite several very clear mounds of gems having been piled up around their settlement. The adult dragons are making sure their young age, mature, and grow at a healthy speed. Certainly, Spike was turning into an almost mindless beast given his accelerated growth. Forgive me, I'm starting to make this more about dragons than I am about science, but can you blame me? I mean, dragons are awesome! Anyway, back to the topic at Hoof. While Excess provides strong evidence to Spike's psychology still being very similar to his kin, Dragon Quest gives further proof to his biology being just as strong. While the older dragons mock Spike for his time in Ponyville, saying that his time around pony population has turned him into a pony, he then sets out to prove them wrong by diving into a pit of lava. Not only does he do that, he also does the cartoon favorite of spitting out a trail of the stuff. That is liquid burning between 120 and 220 degrees he spat out like Scrooge McDuck. He had that in his mouth without so much as a scorch. It's during these two episodes that matters seem like they're leading back towards nature, at least until the end of Dragon Quest when Spike refuses to destroy the nest of phoenix eggs. And it is here, I feel, that the answer is truly transparent. Spike is neither the product of just his nature or just his upbringing. He is a hodgepodge of both, mixed together into a stew of genetics, experiences, encounters, and biology. And maybe the same is true for every single one of us, that we are not just our race or our ethnicity, but we are also our parents, our friends, our upbringing, our memories, our experiences. Despite being a cartoon dragon, what Spike seems to say to us is that maybe, just maybe, it's not nature versus nurture at all, but instead nature and nurture. But what about you, dear listener? What do you think about the whole nature versus nurture debate, and how do you feel Spike would fit into it? Post about that in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always,
stay pony, my friends.